Well, the games keep coming and they don't stop coming. Hi guys, it's Aaron here from Push Square, and if you're wondering why I quoted the immortal lyrics of the almighty Smash Mouth at the beginning of this video, well, it's because there really is no better way to describe the state of PlayStation in October. Yes, next month does its job at living up to the scariest time of year, because it's sure to have anybody staring at their backlog in a similar fashion to this. But don't worry, because we at Push Square are here to help out by running through all the biggest games hitting PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 throughout October. Let's not waste any more time, let's dive right on in. After a summer of highs and lows for England's own national squad, the 2021 football season is now in full swing, which means it's high time for EA to capitalise on all the pitch-based hype with their annual sports release. FIFA 22 arrives on PS4 and PS5 slightly later than usual on October 1st, but video gaming's best football sim is set to make serious strides thanks to improved ball physics, an overhauled career mode, and more authentic player actions thanks to new hypermotion technology. The FIFA beast is so gigantic in the sport genre world, you've likely already decided as to whether this year's edition is for you. However, if you're looking to take your favourite team from bottom to top, or want to dive into some flagship modes in improved fashion, both mechanically and visually, then don't miss out on FIFA 22 when it officially launches on PS4 and PS5 straight away this October 1st. Fans of Fireaxe's modern XCOM games will absolutely want to check out Phoenix Point, a similarly in-depth turn-based tactics game which finally makes its PlayStation debut after launching elsewhere almost 2 years ago. Its lead designer Julian Gollop has a great pedigree in this genre, perhaps being best known as the man who first birthed XCOM in its original incarnation. That's one of the reasons Phoenix Point is set to impress on PS4 when it launches on October 1st, alongside a host of other genre twists that will see you try to defend humanity from aliens using old-school strategy. Developer Snapshot Games isn't completely oblivious to the inevitable comparisons between XCOM and Phoenix Point either, but slight differences like individual limb targeting, different enemy class mutations, and an emphasis on this being a global warming rather than interplanetary threat all make the latter unique. Whether you're a veteran turn-based strategy fan or a player just looking to dive in, hundreds of hours potentially await you when Phoenix Point makes its PlayStation console debut. Also getting ready to deploy on PlayStation this October is Jett: The Far Shore, an exploration-based space game that very much plays out like an Interstellar-esque cinematic adventure. You play as an interplanetary scout named May, tasked with being the first to explore a mysterious ocean planet to catalogue various indigenous life and fauna. Atmospheric is probably the best adjective to describe the type of experience Jett: The Far Shore is looking to provide. Do you have to overcome obstacles and problem solve during your journey? Yes, but the game's main aim is to let you soak up the scenery and scope of the planet, no doubt aided by a breathtaking musical score that takes full advantage of the PS5 Pulse headset's 3D audio support. If you're seeking a different type of space adventure, Jett: The Far Shore might just do it when it launches on PS4 and PS5 this October 5th. Looking for something light, bright and breezy this October? You could do a lot worse than Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania when it launches on PS4 and PS5 this October 5th. It's a compilation package of sorts which bundles in over 300 of the best stages from Super Monkey Ball 1, 2 and Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, making it easy for you and friends to go bananas all over again while rolling through several wacky worlds. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania looks to be a more feature-packed experience than what we saw with Banana Blitz HD a few years ago, as publisher Sega is potentially hoping to bring the series back in a big way. Plus, when you want to take a break from quite literally rolling with it, minigames like Monkey Baseball, Monkey Bowling, and other primate-related activities are on hand to hold your attention. Everyone can have a ball when Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania lands on PlayStation. Everyone's favourite fictional horror fiction writer makes his PlayStation debut this October by way of Alan Wake Remastered. Originally released as an Xbox exclusive all the way back in 2010, Remedy's cult hit is a third-person adventure touting all of the spooky vibes, as Alan must traverse the eerie town of Bright Falls while fending off nightmarish shadow creatures, all in the effort to rescue his missing wife. Does Alan Wake hit on a boatload of horror cliches? Yes, but its self-knowing nature and gripping narrative is precisely what makes this work. Alan himself has already popped up on PlayStation briefly via Control's AWE story expansion, but if you're a PlayStation owner craving more context to those events, Alan Wake Remastered is a ghostly treat that's arrived just in time for Halloween. It'll no doubt look great on PS4 and PS5 too, yet those on the latter can look forward to stunning 4K visuals in addition to updated character models, improved textures, and its 2 story expansions, The Signal and The Writer. Pick this one up and who knows, an Alan Wake sequel might eventually be on the cards. Giancarlo Esposito of Breaking Bad, Westworld and Better Call Saul fame is the latest villainous dictator you'll be trying to overthrow in Far Cry's 6th mainline installment. Set within the fictional Caribbean island of Yara, it represents the largest playground Ubisoft's Far Cry team has ever created, which means there will be even more destructive tools for you to use during your guerrilla warfare endeavours. Hallmark gameplay elements such as makeshift weapons and drivable vehicles all make their return, but also helping you topple Yara's tyrannical regime is the revamped Fangs for Hire system, which will see lovable animals like Chorizo the sausage dog and Guau the crocodile fight by your side. Far Cry 6 promises to be the ultimate sunny getaway this October 7th on both PS4 and PS5, providing you don't mind some bombastic action thrown in for good measure. Mowing down endless hordes of flesh-eating zombies will never not be fun to do alongside friends. Proving this yet again on PS4 and PS5 this October 12th is the deliberately titled Back 4 Blood, which sees the studio behind stalwart Xbox exclusive series Left 4 Dead return to its home turf while bringing the zombie-busting chaos to PlayStation. You'll play as a group of survivors battling the undead across the city, using all manner of guns, perks and strategies to do so. Back 4 Blood may appear simple on the surface, but elements like the new card system, which can impact difficulty, enemy types and more, introduces a type of randomization to always keep the action fresh. You'll also be encouraged to build your own deck of cards as you progress, giving you a better chance at taking on the game's AI director thanks to modification buffs to certain character aspects like health and damage. Prepare to get soaked in gore when Back 4 Blood slays its way onto PlayStation. I don't know about you, but when an area dubs itself to be, quote, the happiest town in the world, I can't help but be a little bit suspicious. Also feeling this way is New York investigator Naomi, who finds herself in the idyllic village of Rainy Woods on a mission to uncover its quirky secrets. This she'll do by bumping into Rainy Woods' various quirky residents, taking pictures and, riding about the place on the back of a sheep every so often. Yes, there are many mysteries to solve in The Good Life, which comes to PS4 on October 15th. Luckily, a big part of Naomi's investigative toolset is the ability to transform into cats and dogs. Doing so makes sniffing out suspicious items and climbing over houses more of a breeze. The Good Life is definitely one of the quirkiest PlayStation games this October. We're positive about that. Based on the wildly popular anime of the same name, October 15th sees the release of the outrageously titled Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba The Hinokami Chronicles on PS4 and PS5. Where else will you be able to become the blade that kills all demons, taking on the role of Tanjiro Kamado on a quest for revenge after his family has been slaughtered? In addition to a single-player story, the Hinokami Chronicles will also let players go head-to-head as their favourite characters from the show, both in offline bouts or as part of 1v1 battles online. Needless to say, if you're a fan of the anime and fancy undertaking the tall task of becoming the strongest Demon Slayer out there, this one is a mid-October treat not to be missed. Another Halloween treat getting ready to spook it up this October is the next entry into Supermassive Games' Dark Pictures anthology series. House of Ashes comes to PS4 and PS5 on the 22nd, telling a different type of military story set in 2003 Iraq. A squad's simple search for chemical weapons soon unearths something far deadlier, it would seem, until eventually they're forced with navigating a subterranean labyrinth full of all kinds of nightmarish horrors. As is now expected from the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes features an A-list cast that includes the likes of Nick Tarabby, Alex Gravenstein, and Ashley Tisdale of High School Musical fame. You can bet your bottom dollar that each team member will need to be all in this together too, if they hope to survive and make it out alive. House of Ashes encourages multiple story paths and will be the first in the series to boast multiple difficulty levels for its various QTEs. As such, it's never been more approachable to set in some scares in this playable cinematic adventure game. October marks a time to get hooked on a feeling all over again, as Square Enix's second attempt at a AAA Marvel game launches on PS4 and PS5. This time, it centres on the titular Guardians of the Galaxy, who lead the charge in a strictly single-player action-adventure where you play as Star-Lord, but can also command the efforts of the team around you. Flying through the air using Star-Lord's jet boots and blasting away at enemies looks like incredible fun, as does the ability to wreck shop to the tune of several 70s and 80s bangers. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is being developed by Eidos Montreal, the team primarily known for its short-lived Deus Ex reboot series. Unlike the gruff cybernetic Adam Jensen though, Peter Quill and the gang did ask for this, and nowhere is this clearer than in the game's Team Huddle system. It's here where Star-Lord can give a motivational speech, which if delivered directly, will buff the abilities of your teammates. It may be single player only, but thoughtful elements like this really helps Guardians capitalise on the team aspect. Hyper Light Drifter is still one of the most spellbinding and hauntingly beautiful Zelda-likes playable on PlayStation. That's why it's well worth getting excited about Heart Machine's next game set in the same universe, releasing on PS4 and PS5 this October 26th. Solar Ash will look and play quite differently to the Drifter's adventure, however, functioning more as a psychedelic 3D platformer. You play as Ray, a void runner within a black hole, who must travel through the neon-coloured surroundings by engaging in graceful traversal and slicing through enemies. Solar Ash's lead developer, Alex Preston, has made his intention to emphasise spectacle and traversal known, all as he hopes to make players feel like a tiny speck on the screen who just so happens to be moving through this grandiose universe. This is a journey to save your planet that no PlayStation fan will want to miss, as Solar Ash launches as a PlayStation console exclusive on day one. Not content with conquering just one mode of transport, Riders Republic, releasing on PS4 and PS5 this October 28th, is Ubisoft's latest attempt at nailing this massively multiplayer brand of racing game. There are 5 different activities the game lets you indulge in total, ranging from simple bikes and skiing, all the way up until you get to rocket-powered wingsuits. The idea behind Riders Republic is to make players feel like they're part of a wider community, one that enjoys competing against the online competition to be the very best in a particular field. Up to 50 players can inhabit the same space simultaneously in Riders Republic, where it's possible to gather in social hubs and meet other riders who have similar goals. Think PlayStation Home, but with a lot more neon-coloured skyboxes and an actual legit reason to be there. Whether you want to simply compete against your PSN friends or show folk who's boss in an online cup or 6v6 team arena battle, Riders Republic appears to be the entire extreme sports package blended into a single game. If you recently saw the announcement trailer for Voice of Cards The Isle Dragon Roars and assumed it was just another one of those card games, then think again. It's actually a full-fledged RPG story from Yoko Taro, the creative force behind the Nier franchise. It launches on PS4 this October 28th, setting players on a journey to defeat a dragon that has recently awakened and is threatening the ancient land. Gameplay-wise, Voice of Cards The Isle Dragon Roars promises to be a mix of different genres, as you move your protagonist and crew across a board while facing monsters in thrilling turn-based card combat. Dice rolls also appear set to be an important factor too, dictating the number of weapons and skills you can deploy, all as different cards affect the surrounding terrain. Voice of Cards, it should be noted, aims to bring a different voice to the card battling genre. Originally released as a Nintendo Wii U exclusive back in 2014, the latest chapter in the Fatal Frame series of J-horror games makes its way to PS4 and PS5 on October 28th. This year actually marks the 20th anniversary since the franchise first made its debut. Couple this with a launch mere days before Halloween hits, and there's never been a better time to experience this camera-driven adventure covering a young group's hope to lock away the supernatural Maiden of Blackwater. This updated version of Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater on PlayStation thanks to an improved resolution, all new outfits and accessories, as well as a new snap mode, where you can freely place ghostly assets wherever you please in order to line up perfect shots. Do you have what it takes to explore the terrifying setting of Mount Hikami? October 28th is the time to prove it. So there you have it, guys, in terms of 15 of the biggest and most interesting games coming to PS4 and PS5 this October. Just how damaged will your wallet and purse be? Let me know in the comments below, because I'll tell you, mine is definitely gonna need an ambulance. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop it a like and possibly even consider subscribing to the Push Square YouTube channel for everything else PlayStation related. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.